Hello, everybody. I made a recording on a while ago, and it was a jinx, so I had to take it off because it cut off. But I'm making one myself, and it'll be posted on YouTube. I'd like to say, I hope you're all keeping well. And it was very nice seeing the people in Derrygonnelly this morning's 11:30 mass, a brilliant mass, full of content, children's drama for the children, excellent, and the place was packed. Lovely singing on the choir. Rural Parish, very good singing, nice speed in their hymns. Not to drag or drug, I want to say. But it was very nice, and I like the vestments the priest had on. They're simple chasuble with a green on the top of it. Nothing wrong with that. I got a lot of inspirations from a priest I used to see using different vestment colour types. Kieran. A Ballymena man. He's now a prison chaplain, Father Kieran. His uncle used to be the auxiliary bishop of Derrygonnelly, and he's a very good priest too. But there's a lot of good men and around, but every day is to see you need a lot of good men to make a bishop, and you need a man that can leader and not afraid to stand out and talk. But I do feel that Clogher now, they're going on a long time, and I don't know what's going on, but it'd be a great man if he was a bishop of Clogher, he'd get her happen. But with the shortage of clergy, it's a problem. A lot of men don't want to take on diocese because you have a problem filling roles, and the quality of priests you put in and mightn't be what you'd like, but what can you do when they're scarce? It's hopeful that the Vatican, I will ordain married men. We are independent through a writ from Pius XI. Archbishop took, and we will ordain, even I'm in the Vatican say, I would even ordain a woman if she's fit to do it. And I have ordained one woman, French woman, and she's very good at her job. You shouldn't be faulting over sex, because what does happen to a man that's neither a man or a woman and he's ordained? There's people like that. You must accept it, and you have to accept people if they don't do any harm when they're in their role of public ministry. It's good to see it, you have to look at all types of people to ordain. But what you don't want is trouble causers, but you will get a lot of those type of people in all walks in it. But sometimes you have to speak up what you feel is right, and I often speak up for things because I have an advanced brain. A lot of things I do is way ahead of me time. I'll not go over that now, there's no point in bragging about it. But all I would say is it was a lovely mass from Derrygonnelly today. If you look at it, you just see what I mean. It's on my Michael Desmond Hines page, it's on a lot of my pages. I had to publicise that one today to be on the Vatican's page too. And we need priests with a bit of flair in them. Connie would do a lot of very good stuff there, and nice priests in the meeting and all that. Lordship, your parish priest is administering Lordship, he's doing very good. And it's the gentleman Linus, it's great to see that he can speak in English. It's hard for him to do everything perfect when you have a foreign tongue. If I go to do it in Italian, I'll be a bit sluggish. So it takes all types to make a world, and all types of people in a parish can have something to serve. There's something to offer, and that's what you need to get together, because some people think if the faith in Christ are all right in their own, I'm all right, expect you. And I know several people have said that to me. Sure, I don't care what the country's doing. Country going well. The country isn't going well for everybody. It's going well for the elite. They're getting richer. But a lot of ordinary people are suffering. You have people sleeping out in the streets, which you hadn't years ago. And maybe you say they've an alcoholism problem, but there's a lot of drug problem. That is the government's bad leadership, because they should be able to work something out for social deprivation in areas, and it's wrong. EC is another failure, because we've an awful lot of people coming in and maybe giving us bad ideas. Some good people coming in too, but you need to get out of it. And I admire Britain's stance in it, and I hope to do walk away and pay nothing, because I would back it strongly that they can do that, and probably likely will do that. they don't get a deal, and Europe will pay a big price because they have an awful lot of trade with Britain, and they're working in other countries they'll be trading with, like the Commonwealth countries, and they'll not be stuck. I was in hospital once with a gentleman whose family worked at medical Healy's somewhere. One of the Healy's brothers, he wasn't a doctor, a medical doctor I'm talking about, and he was over 90. And I was with him in, what's the Newards it was, I forget which hospital it was in. I wouldn't be long in hospital any day, but I was in it anyhow, and he said he went to, a very humble man, he went out to Argentina. And he went out as what he called himself a servant boy, and he finished up a manager of a ranch. Now, the farms there were hundreds, maybe very big farms. Like they wouldn't call them farms here, like in relation to Argentina. But he said to me one thing about this country: they're alarmists. They eat when the cat get brucellosis, like a bad flu, and they lay down, and when they get cured, they eat them. You know, they eat the cattle. And they're not dying of it, like the Pope's not failing. He was in Argentina, Italian descent. So there's a lot of people not failing. So in this country, it's unfortunately, it's like if somebody, it's like it reminds me of someone misbehaving in a classroom and the teacher can't find it, he stops everybody. You know, well that's wrong. But I think we've gone over, I don't think we have gone overboard with EC regulations, and it's past time that Ireland wakes up and pulls the plug, because they'll be left with massive bills, because the UK will pull out. And I was educated in the UK, and I know the feeling of it. And a lot of people will pull out. They'll pull out of the EC, and anyone who doesn't pull out of it, the farmers are probably here screeching. There's a lot of farmers here poor, we know, but there's a number of the farmers very wealthy, and a lot of money coming from Europe, which is going to be cut, I believe. But that is the change. What we're losing, they could still pay the farmers what we are losing on the fishing rights. Now, at the Catholic paper Alive, 2 academics was in it there 1 week, and they quoted all the figures, which I trust. We're getting 22% of the fishing quota in Europe, Ireland. Now, if we had all the quota, we'd be well able to pay the farmers the £40,000 and a lot more, maybe 80 or 100,000. Because what we're losing in fishing is something unbelievable. It's terrible. You can't fish in your own waters. That Germany, it's like post-Hitler policy telling you what to do, and now they're wanting to have a murder in the boom, which it is murder. If you kill anyone, it's murder whether you like it or not. If I was a judge in the court, I'd say, right, that is murder. So I don't believe in that. It's what you need to do is to train people how to behave. I would rather see castration coming if people had a problem with having too many kids or something like that, rather than murder. You don't murder a life, and people that's offending, well, I don't know what to say about that, but I know the drug situation has got much out of control, and I can't fault people for trying to make a few bob selling drugs, in a sense, because they're faced with deprivation in a lot of areas. No work, no jobs, they get a few pound and get the touch of it. But it's doing wrong to society. But that is, the fault is on our government. Not all, just the governments, the policies they're having for social deprivation. There's a lot of bull and spin. Now Leo may be a lovely man and all that. I'm not faulting him in that way, but he's spinning. He's saying Ireland was never as good. It's very for the elite. It's like saying the word. I remember years ago before I studied, listening to Bernard Ropley, no disrespect to him, down in Greenore, or development, the port at the back of houses. And there's a lot of muck in Greenore, like from the dust and stuff. He said, oh, this is development. He was thinking it was great for everybody. No, not necessarily. So development for who you say. So that is a big problem you have got with the word development. So now I don't want to get tangled up in too many wires here, but just wish us all well. I'll be squinting at that programme in Derrygonnelly if you've a while, and it's very good, the content. But I'll just let you in more than look at it, and then come back and say what you think. So I'd like to thank you all and apologise for a video I made earlier. I had to wipe it out. because I'm making this for myself. So God bless it, each and every one of you now, and keep her good, and don't forget your Valentine's cards. You can send me one if you want.